Everything you need to know about reflexive verbs in Italian. I will not lie to you, I verbi riflessivi are probably the #1 nightmare of all my students. So let's dive into it. I verbi riflessivi are so called because the action that the subject is making is going to be an action made on the subject itself. For example, vestirsi. While the right translation is going to be to dress up, you can probably extend it to something like to dress oneself. Because if you think about it, the action of dressing up is something that you're doing on yourself. You will recognize a reflexive verb by the particle si at the end of the verb. Vestirsi, lavarsi, svegliarsi. While these verbs might look scary, they're actually very easy to conjugate. When you're dealing with a reflexive verb in Italian, you need to conjugate two parts. The particle, si, and the verb. First, identify who is the subject. Io, tu, lui, lei, noi, voi o loro. Then, based on the subject, conjugate the particle as follows. Mi, ti, si, ci, vi, si. And after that, just conjugate the verb in the normal way that you would usually do. For example, the verb vestirsi will look like this. Io mi vesto, tu ti vesti, lui, lei si veste, noi ci vestiamo, voi vi vestite, loro si vestono. And if you think about it, all you're doing is first conjugating the particle and then conjugating the verb, in this case, vestire, in its normal form. The particle is gonna stay the same no matter the tense that you're using, being present, past, or future. Because the particle changes only according to the subject. The verb will have to be conjugated in the tense that you want to use, past, present, or future. Io mi vesto, I dress up. Io mi vestivo, I dressed up. Io mi vestirò, I will dress up. The last thing you want to remember about reflexive verb is that when you are forming passato prossimo, which is one of the past in Italian, you will always have to use the auxiliary essere, to be. And don't forget that when the auxiliary is essere, you will have to conjugate the ending of the verb based on gender and number. For example, if we are a group of women and we want to say we dressed up using passato prossimo, in Italian it would be noi ci siamo vestite. Note that the ending is specific for plural feminine. I hope this clarifies most of your doubts. But if you still have questions, open topics, or concerns, just ask me in the comments. Enjoy learning Italian!